Hey guys, welcome to Blossoming Wellness. Today I wanted to talk about the connection between personality types and music taste. I've always had this really strong intuitive hunch that somebody's music taste says a lot about them as a person. I believe this so much that when I have been single and dating, music taste is like a non-negotiable for me. One day I decided to research this topic, and you know what? The research backs me up. So today I'm going to run through 3 different studies that talk about how music taste relates to the Big 5 personality test, how empathetic you are, and the Myers-Briggs personality type indicator. The first study I read about was actually done on 36,000 participants worldwide, which is quite a few people, and they had people take the Big 5 test. So now let's take a look at the personality traits associated with each major music genre. Okay, so I'm going to start with indie music. Fans of the indie genre registered as introverted, intellectual, and creative, but less hardworking than fans of other styles. Passivity, anxiousness, and low self-esteem were other notable personality traits. When I read that, I was mind blown because while I've worked on some of the more negative traits in that list, that really does describe me, especially in high school. Low self-esteem thing could be seen as a negative, but when it comes to indie musicians, something that really draws me to them and makes them even more relatable is that they're not arrogant. They just don't take themselves that seriously. So next I'm going to talk about my second love, which is EDM. I started out being really drawn to future bass, and that's still my favorite genre of EDM. I've listened to a lot of other types of EDM too, and I have a few that I like and a few that I don't like. It's such a vast genre, and according to this study, those who preferred dance music were typically outgoing, assertive, and open to experiences, but ranked lower than the others in gentleness. The next genre we'll talk about is pop. They said that pop fans were extroverted, honest, and conventional. Although pop music lovers were hardworking and had high self-esteem, researchers suggest that they are less creative and more uneasy than those enamored by other musical styles. I can definitely appreciate a lot of pop music. It's very catchy, and I like a lot of indie pop. I like the Beatles, but anything that's too mainstream, if I'm being honest, I have like a snobby hipster within me that just does not like music once it's too popular. So next, they looked at rap and hip hop. Despite the stereotype that rap lovers are aggressive, the researchers found no such link. However, rap fans tended to have higher self-esteem and were generally more outgoing than fans of other styles. I think the high self-esteem thing makes sense. A lot of rap music is about hyping yourself up, and I think there's definitely a time and place for that. My favorite rap artists are Eminem, Biggie Smalls, and Kid Cudi. Next, I'm going to talk about country music. They said fans of country music typically identified as hardworking, conventional, outgoing, and conservative. Although country music frequently centers on heartbreak, people who prefer it tended to be emotionally stable. They also ranked lower than others to openness to experience. Next, I'll talk about classical. I really do enjoy classical music if I'm trying to relax. I also played a ton of classical music because I was in orchestra for pretty much my entire grade school experience. They found that classical music lovers were generally somewhat introverted, but at ease with themselves. Creativity and healthy self-esteem were common among them. So next, I will talk about jazz, blues, and soul. People who like this type of music were extroverted with high self-esteem. They also tended to be very creative, intelligent, and at ease. I don't listen to a ton of that kind of music, but that is very, very interesting. The last genre and my least favorite genre is heavy metal and rock. I like a lot of rock. I don't know how they would group those together, but as an HSP, heavy metal is just way too dark and aggressive for me. But I was quite surprised that the profile of people who might be drawn to it is not too different from myself. The study said that rock and heavy metal often project images of anger, bravado, and aggression. However, this study found that fans tend to be gentle, creative, and introverted. They also tend to have low self-esteem. So another study looked at the connection between cognitive styles and music tastes. They defined 2 different cognitive styles. The first one they called empathizing, where people respond to the world based on social cues. And the other cognitive style was called systemizing. They found that empathizers were more likely to enjoy mellow but emotionally rich contemporary music, ranging from indie to folk. Systemizers gravitated towards math and science, so they were more drawn to the structural complexity complexity of music, and they often liked classical, jazz, and other complex, energetic music. The last study I'll talk to you guys about looked at the link between music taste and the 16 personality types of Myers-Briggs. This article I found only mentioned things about diplomats, so NF types like me, and they said that diplomats tend to seek music characterized by great emotional intensity and depth. And then they also said that analysts, so all NT types, respected the technical expertise at work more than the emotional qualities. Based on all this research, they found that people can make an accurate judgment about somebody's levels of extroversion, creativity, and open-mindedness after listening to their top favorite songs. So my dating strategy was definitely research-based. So I would love to know your guys' favorite music. What's your personality type? Did these correlations resonate with you? Did you ever think this was a thing? I'd love to know your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye!